Hey guys, Bitcoin Cash is outperforming all of the top 20 tokens over the last month. The spot Bitcoin ETF is getting closer, and Grayscale could have BCH for $2,000 as early as next year. What to expect from BCH, when to buy, and why is it the first altcoin big funds are investing in? Let's get into it. According to the tradition of the channel, we'll start with an analysis of Bitcoin Cash with its fascinating history and the personality behind the project. Then we will talk about the current state of the project and finish with a chart review and price forecast. Everything just the way you like it. But first, let's talk about some big news that happened on Tuesday that is directly related to Bitcoin Cash. Grayscale scored a major victory against the United States Securities and Exchange Commission in efforts to convert its over-the-counter Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, into a publicly traded Bitcoin. Recall that Grayscale is an asset management company, the largest public holder of Bitcoin with 623,000 BTC on its $17 billion balance sheet. It's a potential contender for the first spot ETF. That's why Bitcoin responded with a sharp rise to 28,000, leaving the sellers out in the cold. As I've warned in previous videos, the rise in BTC will be sharp and unexpected, so you need to buy when the market is dull. That's when the prices are the most attractive. Grayscale's court victory over the SEC doesn't mean the imminent launch of a spot Bitcoin ETF. It all started when Grayscale filed to convert its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust Fund into a spot ETF, allowing investors to exchange GBTC shares for Bitcoin. Exactly 2 months ago, the SEC denied Grayscale's request to convert to an ETF. On the same day, Grayscale filed an appeal with the court to explain why its application had been denied. On August 29, Judge Rayo said that the SEC had offered no explanation as to why Grayscale was wrong. So the SEC will have to reconsider Grayscale's application, which brings us closer to the first spot Bitcoin ETF. However, there are still no guarantees that the SEC will delay until the last minute. Okay, Bitcoin ETFs are nice, but what does this have to do with Bitcoin Cash? First of all, Bitcoin Cash is the fourth largest asset in Grayscale's portfolio. If GBTC is converted into an ETF, the rest of the fund's products, including BCH, can follow suit. And this in turn will open the way for various funds and traditional investors to invest in Bitcoin Cash. And the second and more important reason that you need to know, I will tell you in the next block. After Bitcoin was created, there was a group of miners and developers who were not happy with the slow and expensive Bitcoin network. A Bitcoin network block held only 1 megabyte of data, which caused transactions to take up to 20 minutes to process and cost $5 to $10. Such a network was not suitable for active and especially mass use as a payment system. A group of miners and developers led by Roger Ver, we will talk about him later, proposed to update the Bitcoin network and increase the block size. However, the community perceived the idea negatively. Therefore, Roger Ver and his team created a Bitcoin hard fork that increased the block size to 8 megabytes. In fact, they copied the Bitcoin blockchain, made additional changes, and thus created a new network. Thus, on August 1, 2017, Bitcoin Cash was born with a new token BCH and its own miners to confirm transactions. Since Bitcoin Cash is a copy of Bitcoin, everyone who had Bitcoins in their wallets received a similar amount of BCH tokens. Thus, there was a distribution of BCH tokens without any tokenization. Therefore, the spot Bitcoin Cash ETF can be launched after the Bitcoin ETF, as both assets are very similar in nature and origin, and neither is a security. This is a very strong argument for BCH growth amidst the ETF trend. It's worth noting that BCH quickly made it to the top cryptocurrencies in 2017, even reaching the $3,700 per coin mark. Bitcoin Cash made it into the top 10 cryptocurrencies, flooded the top exchanges, and later even joined the Grayscale fund. None of this would have been possible without a man named Roger Ver. Roger Ver is one of Bitcoin's earliest and most controversial supporters, nicknamed Bitcoin Jesus for actively promoting the idea of crypto to the masses. He was introduced to Bitcoin in 2011 and integrated the payment system into his website, Memory Dealers. According to some rumors, he accumulated 400,000 Bitcoins when its price was below $1. That's an impressive amount for one person. However, he sold a lot of it or spent it on fund projects. Ver has invested in many crypto startups, with Kraken, Blockchain.com, and Ripple being the most prominent. Later, in 2015, Ver founded Bitcoin.com, which still exists today. After 2 years, Roger supported the creation of Bitcoin Cash, believing it to be a more efficient version of Bitcoin. Roger lived a full life. In 2002, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison for selling explosives on eBay. He was also accused of insider trading. All in all, a controversial figure. In summary, Roger Ver is a man who has done a lot for the development of the crypto industry and is behind many projects. Realizing that Bitcoin is a network without a face, he decided to become the face of the new blockchain and created Bitcoin Cash. It is now a top 18 token with a capitalization of $4.2 billion, and not a bad prospect in light of recent events. Let's understand what's happening with Bitcoin Cash and what to expect from BCH. Last week, Bitcoin Cash surged 17% despite the market's stagnation and also made it into the top 3 assets in terms of weekly gains. This shows the strength of buyers, which can be translated into further growth. Bitcoin Cash is a dark horse of the blockchain. It is a popular network connected to many websites where it is used as a payment system. But its main advantage lies in its origin. It's the same Bitcoin, just faster and cheaper. And as soon as BTC is legalized somewhere, BCH will be legalized there as well. That's what happened in Hong Kong, and that's what's likely to happen with Bitcoin ETFs. There's a reason it's number 4 in Grayscale's portfolio. Since there is nothing else special going on around Bitcoin Cash, I suggest we go straight to analyzing the charts. Everything worth knowing is hidden there. In the last video about Bitcoin Cash, I predicted the growth of BCH from $150 to $300 on the back of rumors about ETFs and the legalization of crypto in Hong Kong. In the end, that's exactly what happened. But then the price of BCH corrected to $200, and now we are on the threshold of a new wave of growth. Where do we go from here? On the daily chart, we see a positive picture. The price broke through the yearly sidewall, then corrected to $200, where the sidewall border used to be, and then soared again. This is very similar to the pattern of the birth of a new bullish trend. Note that I'm not saying it's time to buy, but you can see that the buyers are stronger and the downtrend has been broken. It is quite possible that by the end of the year we will see $400 for a BCH if the market sentiment is positive. On the chart of BCH against Bitcoin, the situation is even more beautiful. Here we can see the trend line in orange color. The price has broken the descending trend line and has just made a retest. If the price does not drop below it, we can state the fact of BCH to Bitcoin trend reversal. This is a very strong buy signal because Bitcoin is now dominating the market and only a few assets are showing strength against BTC. And it is these assets that will be the driving force during the altcoin season in 24 or 25. Globally, Bitcoin Cash has the potential to become the first legal altcoin. It will attract hundreds of millions of dollars into the asset and command a price of $1,000, $2,000, or even $3,000. After all, Ethereum can still be considered a security, but not Bitcoin Cash. Share in the comments what price you will sell BCH for and why. Let this be a comment for you to stick to your plan and not fall into euphoria. Thanks for watching. Your Coin Post.